4 ways to get more customers into your subscription style business. In other words, to increase your MRR, monthly recurring revenue. That is what we're going to talk about today. It's not enough to just do your work and hopefully it will grow. You can do a lot more than you actually believe. My name is Wilco Kreij and I've been running subscription style recurring based businesses for quite a few years now. And first of all, if you are currently not having some kind of a recurring element into your business, if you do not sell anything on a monthly or a yearly business where people are subscribed to your business in any way, shape or form, you're missing out big time because it's literally the best thing since sliced bread. What it does for me, it allows me to truly scale my business because now instead of having to start over every single month, you actually have a business that you already know what it's going to come in next month. When you do sell it as a one-time fee, you'll notice that it's very easy to sell essentially, right? There's a very low kind of commitment that the customer needs because they're like, hey, I pay once and I can use it forever. That's awesome. So therefore, conversion rates are higher. Therefore, it's also easier to just, sell stuff with ads, for example, right? Like it's just way easier because people see your ad on Facebook. Cool, I'll sign up to that. But as soon as it's recurring, it's like true commitment, right? There's a commitment to saying, hey, I see this ad on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever that might be, and there's a certain subscription style, like I need to pay a certain amount of dollars per month. Wow, there's like people are going to think twice about that. People are going to consider like, do I really want to go on and take on this commitment? And that's why you'll see that once people start running a recurring style business, usually they'll have a hard time getting this to scale with ads. Like they get it to work, but how do you actually get more people into your business? Like when you're spending more money on any of those network platforms, how are you still going to be able to actually afford that and how to actually do that, right? So we have actually used different ways over the years. The first method, which I'm guessing you've probably seen as well over the years, is that rather than sending ads straight into a recurring product, what people do is like from the ads, they would promote what we call a front end product, right? Which is like a product which is a one-time fee just to get the initial thing going, or like the initial relationship going. And this could be anything from like a $5 or $27 book, so like low barrier kind of thing to start the conversation and also to recoup part of the ad spend. And depending on how that's converting, you could either decide to right after do like as an upsell, have your, I'd say, recurring purchase right there, or depending again how competitive your space is and how well everything is converting, you could actually have multiple, we call OTOs, one-time offers, like 1 or 2, still with like one-time purchases, right? So right now it seems that we're running a one-time purchase kind of business, but it's all just to recoup the ad spend, right? And then from there, for example, like ClickFunnels do, they essentially get all these customers, which they then get for free or even at a profit, right? Here, all these customers that they get, they then start promoting that with like follow-up emails and follow-up webinars and things like that into their actual core recurring business, right? That's one way of actually doing it. A second way, which has been really effective as well, is we also sort of similar. We run ads into a front end offer, right, where we say like, hey, we have something for sale, one-time offer. But right at this point, right before they would even purchase the thing, before they would even go through the next page or anything like that, we already made clear, hey, but we have a subscription that, with all these benefits and all the things that it will do for your business. And what we're gonna do is you can actually get that for free for a trial, right, on top of this. So like, even though we're still selling them on the main front end offer, we're also gonna, we're already telling people, hey, you can actually opt in to get a free trial and everything else as well, which is very much in line with the extra front end offer. And then when people actually go to the checkout page, this would be the checkout page. The first page was the sales page. What we then do is like people enter their name and email address and credit card details and yada yada yada, obviously, and then we'll add what was called a order bump, right? Where we actually say like, hey, if you want, you can actually get free 30 days. It's included as a bonus, right? This is also an important part. It's not like, hey, you could take it. It's like, hey, it's part of a bonus, so it's free. You get it, and people don't want to say no to a free bonus, right? So by checking that, by saying yes, I want to get that, they would automatically then opt in to the actual 30-day trial, which they obviously can cancel anytime. And there's like, we always had the same kind of refund guarantees, like no question asked refund guarantees and things like that, which is obvious, right? But like people, if they want, they can immediately opt in for that 30-day bonus, right? And so this way we don't just get the initial sale, which already recoups a big part of the ad spend, but we also say like, hey, for a 30-day trial, you get that for free. And then after that, if they decide to keep on using it, the rebuild actually starts to kick in. And when you do this, obviously it's very important to have like the good onboarding to make sure people start using and start seeing the value of your recurring business. And then after that, again, based on ad spend or based on your initial ROI, you could have extra OTOs, right? So initially we didn't even have that at all for that particular funnel, but after a while ad costs started going up, so we added OTOs or upsells, however you want to call it, to recoup the ad spend and to actually make a profit at the ad spend. And then all the recurring that we got from the trial was icing on the cake. Now, the third way that we've done for a long time as well is to essentially make a special offer or something where you're actually gonna create a yearly bundle, right? Where you say, hey, we have this recurring business, and if you want to run ads, right, it might take you a certain amount of months before you recoup all that, right? So you might know like, hey, on average people buy our product, they're gonna stick around for like a year. Let's say your product is like $100 a month, make it easy. That means like $1,200 to as long as you spend less than $1,200, then you will have a profit, right? So you could therefore say, hey, I'm going to spend $600 on a customer, which is fine. But the problem then is that you'll have to wait for for 6 months before you even break even. And then it's going to be profit, which is okay if you have deep pockets. But if you have not, then cash flow is going to be a problem. So to counter that, something we've done for quite a while as well, is to say, hey, you know what? We are not even just going to promote the monthly offer. We're going to create a special offer for a yearly price, which is also going to be priced more interestingly than better than just having a separate monthly plan. And usually we'll add extra bonuses on top just to make it a real good offer, right? And then run ads. Again, these are the ads into typically what we do is because whenever we did it for example, sometimes like $1,000 a year, depending on what your price point is, people typically do not buy that right away when after they click. We want to follow up with them. So this would always start with an email form. And then we had either a VSL or a webinar where we actually took them through the journey and then sold them on the yearly deal, right? So yearly deal, right? By nature, for this particular funnel, it had to be a bit more expensive compared to like the monthly price because it had to like recoup right away the ad spend, right? Like all the ad spend that we spent here, like we need to make sure that we get more back from the actual yearly deal. So this is what's called, for example, a webinar funnel or a VSL funnel, right? And then the fourth way that we're doing as well is we're going to the complete different side of the spectrum, which is to run ads. In our case, currently we do a $1 trial. Could also be a free trial. We like to do a $1 trial, so there's a true commitment from the customer to at least enter their credit card details, or we make sure it actually goes through to make sure the delinquent churn is actually lower. We have a better uptake, but essentially promoted $1 trial. Now, if you do that, again, you probably need to, cash flow can be a problem if you do this because you're probably going to spend a lot more than $1 on every trial, yet you only gather one trial. So one way to cover that, something we do as well, is we have some OTOs as well. One thing that you should really take into account when you do this, right? When you say, hey, I'm going to run ads into a $1 trial for a recurring product, you really need to look at your numbers, right? Because you might know, like, hey, from every trial that signs up, a certain percentage will be a customer, and once they're a customer, then they are, they'll be worth a certain amount of money because churn is this much, and therefore the LTV is worth a certain dollar amount. That's cool and all, but what you should really be careful of is that you don't want to take everything in one big pool because there's going to be different cohorts of people, right? For example, when we started running these ads, what we noticed is that when people go to our website, they do their research, and then they sign up, they convert way better. They're more likely to stick around after the trial. They're going to be worth a lot more over the years or over the time to come, versus those who are sort of like interrupted when they're running, like when they're on social media. They click on the ad, they sign up. There's just a completely different level of a commitment. So if I were to look at all my stats all together, it would be easy to say like, oh yeah, we can spend this much and it would be profitable, but we'd be missing out. So what we actually have to do is we have to look very carefully at the exact people that sign up through that particular funnel and keep track of like, how does that group behave over time? Like what percentage actually, becomes a true customer after their trial? What percentage then stays around? Like what's going to be the churn versus the churn of all the other groups as well? So super critical to look into that. So essentially those are the 4 models. I'm sure there are others, but these are the 4 models that we've been able to make work, aka turn into a profit when promoting a recurring business. And by the way, if you're not familiar with my business, it is up viral. It's a platform to grow your email list a lot faster than probably with any other tool you can using viral marketing. So you don't even need to run ads, but that's just my quick promo right there. But essentially the 4 ways to promote a recurring product using paid ads, right, at a profit, would be to have like single, essentially one-time purchases all the way in your funnel just to make a profit and get essentially free customers in, and then you do everything in your power to then follow up with those customers with either webinars or email promotions and whatnot to get them into your main recurring product. That's one way. Second way that we've used a lot as well is to essentially have a front-end product, again, one-time purchase, but right at that point you already make clear that there's a bonus where what they can get is a trial into your actual subscription style business, which you can add as a recurring order bump at your checkout page, which a lot of the payment platforms these days can do. And then again, you add one-time offers with extras to recoup more of your ad spend to make sure it's easier to have to break even or become profitable at the front end. Third way is to do it like a straight deal into recurring, but like with a higher price point, like a yearly deal where you bundle, make a great bundle all together. And the fourth way is to just go all the way in the opposite, to promote your $1 trial, or like maybe it's even a free trial. But then you really have to look at your overall numbers. You need to really know that you're doing everything you can to make sure your activation is correct, so you know like how to get people to be onboarded into your service, to actually get them to use it, to get value from it, to stick around, and then that can be a great model for you as well. So with that, I'll see you all next time. All right, cut, we're done here, let's wrap it up. Oh, well, sorry, you're still there. Well, in that case, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel where I share marketing tips, tricks, and strategies that will help you grow your business faster. So you can click on the subscribe button right now, or check out the next video. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.